In the Garden of Eden, Trenbolone was what God told Adam not to fucking partake of. He said, you can have anything else in this garden, anything. But if you eat that fruit over there, it's going to cause your fall. It's going to make you realize all the things about yourself that I don't want you to know. Coincidentally, Trenbolone was originally prescribed to women. See, that's a little parable, isn't it? So who was the person in the Garden of Eden who got the Trenbolone first? Eve. Just like they originally prescribed it to women, Eve got the Trenbolone in the Garden of Eden first, and she was like, boom, holy fuck, this shit is good. I feel like a savage. I don't need these skin coverings. I'm gonna let this pussy out. In fact, I'm going to take this pussy to Adam and let him knock the dust off of it. So she goes to Adam and says, dude, you got to get this in you. Partake of this fruit. It is very good to eat. And he did, and then they fucked like jackrabbits. And God was very unhappy about it because Trenbolone makes you a god. That's what it does. It's the god hormone, which is why God didn't want us to have it.
Apparently I've been alive for, 2 hours? God's off somewhere naming constellations. Adam's over there trying to figure out what a platypus is. Meanwhile, I'm starving, and I'm on this new fruit-based cleanse base skill, Divine Orders. Okay, so found this fruit. It's 0 calories, keto, enlightenment included. Honestly, it's kind of a package deal.
This sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Just eat the apple.
For the record, I told her it was vegan.
She calls America evil. From her iPhone while sipping Starbucks, on an airplane, with Wi-Fi, while watching TV. She drinks oat milk because regular milk makes her feel colonial. She got 8 COVID shots, still caught it, and blamed the unvaccinated waiter. She has a Ukraine flag in her bio. She thinks Ukraine is a clothing brand. She says Black Lives Matter, but still clutches her bag in certain neighborhoods. She used to be vegan, now she's carnivore. Depends on who she's dating. She thinks all cops are bad, then called the cops because someone wasn't wearing a mask. She says she's a feminist until she needs a jar opened. She says, trust the science, but thinks there's more than 2 genders. She got the booster, then posted a selfie with doing my part while spreading COVID in Tulum. She drinks ayahuasca for trauma she invented last year. She says she hates capitalism, but charges $499 for Zoom breathwork. She posts about toxic masculinity from her ex's apartment.
What's up, boys? Found Camp Huz. Thinking I might have to set up shop.
Don't burn it. Bigfoot Jr. likes it golden.
Said they wanted to tag along.
I'll keep you boys updated.
Might be a forest, but I'm laying wood left and right.
Going to the gym, and my son will be downstairs working out. I come in, he look at me, rolls eyes, and go upstairs. I go upstairs, he'll leave. I said, I will get home. I say, yo, what's up? He said, I don't need everybody being my friend because you my father and all that shit, man. I say, yo, my nigga, like, you know I'm some cool nigga, right? You know I'm some extra, like, fly, cool nigga, right? I talk to this nigga like, how they legends, they doing podcasts. They said, we make more money than you, nigga. We sit here and make more money than you. I know you don't want to play the Cash App, open your bank account game on the phone when we see each other. I know you don't want to open your phones up and see how much niggas got in the account. You made $2 million.
I know you don't want no ATM battle, nigga.
Yeah, nigga don't want to, nigga, we make more money than you, nigga. You talking about, oh, they podcast. Nigga, because we getting chicken. We
Nigga Chain Laboratories.
Nigga chain. Some will bridge and others feel the pain. Nigga chain. AI layer 2 technology. Nigga chain. Quantum proof Gorillion TPS. Nigga chain. Leave the hood and make your mama proud. Nigga chain. The tech is real and you are missing out.
Attention, Starbucks. I'd like to give one person the opportunity to buy me a coffee. In exchange, I'll sit down with you for 5 minutes to discuss my world-class crypto trading strategies. Anybody? You may be wondering why, if I'm so wealthy, well, Bitcoin's down right now, so I'm struggling a little bit. Nobody. Wow. Oh, you'll buy me a coffee? Oh, thank you. Wow, that's crazy, man.
I didn't seriously start accumulating Bitcoin until like less than a year ago now, because I was just living kind of on fumes and reinvesting everything back into what I was building in my media space. And once I did start seriously, like I had enough extra capital to start putting away like 500 there, 1,000 there. It was an immediate, I think it's at like up 10%, 20% just on this little cycle here. And it's like, fine if it goes back down, but it's just crazy how scary it is from the outside. But once you're inside, it's like so refreshing and relaxing to know that, and this is the thing that all Bitcoiners know, and this is why Bitcoiners are such fun people, and you're a great example of this, is that I've noticed that when I meet Bitcoiners, they're just calmer. They're just chill, and they're not stressed like regular Americans, because I think most of us don't even realize how much of our daily like stress and tension is coming from financial instability, and this sort of subtle knowledge that the system has constantly got me on this, and most people don't realize they're on this treadmill of like, why is it that I can never afford anything? Why is it that I'm always trying to make rent and I'm always trying to pay my bills? And the moment you start to put more and more of your assets into Bitcoin, you don't even notice it at first, maybe if you're not paying attention to the tokenomics of why this is happening, but it's like, oh, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Because as this all gets harder, my number's going up in the background.
Hey, this is the day in the life of a fat nigga crypto millionaire. He wakes up at 6 a.m. next to the Russian supermodel he bagged the night before. He wakes her ass up and tells her, get the fuck out. He got shit to do. But first, she gotta make a nigga breakfast. Can't make money on an empty stomach. After breakfast, he checks in on his meme coin portfolio. He trenches meme coins for an hour with his fat nigga alpha group, looking for that daily 100X. Found it, looking like this nigga will be eating good today. Next, he's got a few business calls to make. Updates on his multi-million-dollar real estate ventures with some white-collar cracker niggas. It's almost lunchtime and this nigga's getting hungry. He hops in the Ferrari and drives to his favorite lunch spot in Miami. Oh shit! He spots one of his niggas from his meme coin alpha group. They chop it up talking about the 1000X runner from this morning. They decide to treat themselves after lunch and go shopping. Yeah, these fat niggas looking fly. He getting a little sleepy now. He gotta go take a nap before a big night. He wakes up and gets fresh for a lavish dinner at the best steakhouse in Miami with all his niggas. Now it's time to hit the club and get turned. They celebrate their wins from today and are on the prowl for snow bunnies who want to get freaky with a fat nigga. He takes her home and they have consensual sex. After clapping cheeks, he decompresses with a warm glass of milk. He looks back on another successful day as a fat nigga crypto millionaire, then goes to sleep ready to do it all over again tomorrow.
It's fat nigga season.
Leave me alone! Nigga chain. Nigga chain. Nigga chain.
Did you bridge yet? Did you bridge yet?
Nigga chain. The first AI layer 2 blockchain built on Solana by niggas for niggas. LLM, Lock Little Money's technology. Proof of nigga entry scan system. Nigga detection software. Dynamic bag chaser 1 billion TPS. Nigga chain. Yeah, I'm finna bridge.
And by nigga chain AI layer 2. Give a fuck about what your bitch thinks. Give a fuck about what a broke nigga thinks. Give a fuck about what your mama thinks. This is nigga chain.
Stop gambling, alright? You're one spin away from generational wealth. Your daughter's college tuition is one spin away. Put your life savings on black. Remember that. Just go to Vegas, and if you lose, just keep getting loans. Remember this. Just keep spinning, keep gambling, keep gambling. You can't lose. You literally can't lose. You can only quit.
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? You know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right!
Asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
What is going on, you guys? It is Dollar Cost Crypto here with Ask Me Anything 1111111. I don't know. I guess 183K Bitcoin. We on, ladies and gentlemen. We on. What's going on, man? Run it back with a double intro. But hey, we're alive. Bitcoin's pumping a tiny bit. You can get the dicks out of your pussies, you guys. It's you know, we're getting a little pump and stuff. Nothing major, but there is hope. But I've got a special guest today. This asshole This motherfucker, this sack of shit, loves to show off his Blastoise, man. What's going on, dog?
There you go, Brokey. That's what real wealthy people get.
You had to go to Asia to get the cooch, huh? Yeah.
No. Georgia, which is former Soviet Union. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I got off the plane back home, and I was like, "Send me back. Just send me back." I don't know. When I was there was just so much mental peace. Dude, I had an apartment for $400 a month with seaside view.
And we're talking about Georgia, or where you live right now?
Georgia, where I live right now, is the Netherlands, and up in the north of the Netherlands, and the weather is shitty again. It's cold. I mean, the nature's great. It's all greenery, stuff like that. But man,
the chat's happy you're here, dog. The chat's going like, Jack. Hey.
I know. Some of these are my people. Karn, I know Karn. Karn's a great guy.
Yeah.
Some other people in the chat, I don't know much. Mostly yours, but let's hope I can create an impression they'll welcome me again. But how have you been, man? It's been a while. How's Vegas?
Dude, great, man. Well, it's hot as fuck now, but it's super weird. It kind of just started in the last 3 weeks, like barely. Like that's actually really strange. Like the 5-6 years I've kind of like, well, I guess maybe 5 years I've lived in Vegas, but like 6 years I kind of visited it a lot. It usually would start getting hot in like February. So like it is a little weird. It's kind of like, wow, it kind of took 2 extra months, which I wasn't like, I wasn't complaining about, but I did notice. I was like, whoa, it's a little craziness. But man, what about, hey, give a little brief explanation of who you are, Jack.
Okay, yeah, that is a very good point. So my name is Jack Napier. I started making a Red Pill book content about 6 years ago. I checked yesterday when my YouTube channel went up. So I talk mostly about like the sidebar and so what the sidebar is. You used to have the Red Pill Reddit. Right. And when guys came there, they didn't know where to start. And the moderators had the sidebar, like, these are the books you need to read. Where it's like, this is what we highly recommend. And I did reviews on YouTube about those books. Does
that site still exist? Or is it like
on
there?
The Red Pill Reddit still exists, and my book reviews are even up there as well.
Wow.
On my YouTube.
Because you heard what happened. You know why I'm a little hesitant of Reddit, 4chan, and I mean 4chan was just Israeli counterintelligence, but like you heard what happened with 4chan. 4chan got shut down for a minute. They hacked the background of it, and basically the top moderators of the whole site were 90% government officials across the planet. Mostly, like, it was like 40% Israeli. You had like Japanese government. You had French. I mean, every major government essentially was running as like admin. So it was kind of like 4chan was essentially like a government PSYOP PvP zone.
Oh, really? Of all places? Oh my!
Yeah, because I knew something was up with it. Because I was on 4chan way back in the day, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm not fucking around with this place anymore. I was like, man, I'm not gonna get on the dark web, dogs. I'm out.
Dude, the cruelest and most funniest dark humor came from 4chan. I remember. Like, how dark can I get on your channel? Because this is a pretty dark joke. It has nothing to do with religion or whatever. It's like just fucking dark.
I mean,
broke nigga alert, 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 broke nigga alert.
I hope that answers your question.
Yes, that answers my question very, very much. So there was this post on 4chan about this overweight girl who apparently had offed herself because of bullying on the 4chan, and her brother went to 4chan where it's like, you trolls did this and blah, 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 and thanks to you, my beautiful sister took her own life. And the first comment, I kid you not, was, must have been a strong rope. Jesus Christ. But I mean, what did you expect going for sympathy on 4chan? Or the King of B? Remember him?
Oh, that's old, man. That's kind of, man, you're kind of drawing on my memories here a little bit here.
I know. It's really meta, but there's this guy on 4chan. What was it? Because they found terrorists. You got to understand that on 4chan, the biggest autists lived, where they helped bring Shia LaBeouf down with his flag. We will not divide us. And they made a
time. It's one of the best series of all time.
Yeah, they made a photo of his background, and the guys on 4chan figured out just by that photo where he was, and they stole his flag. But apparently that's how they find terrorists in Afghanistan as well. And somebody said, well, we need to go in there with just a sword and whatever. And not 2 days later, somebody got arrested at the airport in Afghanistan with a fucking sword.
That's
like
about to be one of them episodes. No, it's about to be one of these episodes. That's absolutely true. One of the reasons why I started a little bit late. So what time is it over there in the Netherlands?
It is 5:30 a.m.
It is 8:33 on the West Coast PM. Do you see the time discrepancy? Right. This is why I don't use. I mean, it's hard. I love streaming with Jack, but man, dog. I mean, basically, I think the last time we streamed, it must have been like my midnight. I think it may have been my midnight or something like that, if I remember right. Mm-hmm. But like Jack's also being a little humble too here. He's a really fit guy. He like you train people for a good chunk of time, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I've been a personal trainer. Man, I'm not gonna lie though. I saw myself on camera. I'm like, dude, I look skinny as fuck. But no, I've been training people for a long time now, offline and online. Building muscle, losing weight, gaining strength, and I used to do that like as my real profession. But then the red pill stuff kind of like lifted off, like not into huge success, but like successful enough. And people started asking me questions.
Because I think you were still doing when we first met and we're talking and stuff back in the day. I think you were still kind of doing it at the time.
Yeah.
I remember, right? Yeah. This is what 2020, right? 2021 or something?
Yeah, something like that. But then people started asking me very basic fitness questions that I always love answering because there is so much garbage out there. Like same as with the red pill. If you just keep to the basics of all of this, you're going to get far. But especially in fitness right now, it's like, God, where to begin? Exercise choice, for instance, where it's like, oh, you need to shock the muscle every now and then because like your muscle will understand where you're doing a different movement. It's like, bro, your triceps respond by like pushing the weight up or down. That's it.
You want to see something really interesting? So give me one second. Continue on.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to it real quick.
So the only thing you need to do is to get better in either like pushing it up or pushing it down. And you do that with progressive overload. That's it. You don't need to change exercises every 4 weeks.
I got some really good, yes.
Oh, look at that.
We got some Mike Menser books in here, man. I mean,
oh, that is old school.
Yeah, I got heavy duty somewhere over here as well. The heavy duty one is like a fucking nice, decent sized chunky book. It's the older one.
You know what I like so much about like the golden age of bodybuilding? Even though, let's be honest, they took PEDs. Like you're not going to look like Mike Menser if you're a natural. You're not. However, their approach to training was so simple.
Yes,
it was so simple, and all it came down to was consistency, and that was it. Consistency and progression. That was it. None of this fancy exercise bullshit. None of these extraordinary expensive supplements. Steak, eggs, milk, compound movements, some isolation movements. That was it.
Real milk's hard to get. That's not pasteurized.
I know.
That is difficult. You can sort of get around with cheeses. Cheeses are pretty decent, but like there's something natural, especially in Mexico. There's a lot of cheeses like that, but yeah, but a lot of the store-bought stuff, I mean, it's all pasteurized milk they use to make it anyway. And stuff like that.
That is the only... There's two things I didn't like about Georgia, and one was that the people are very reluctant.
Wait, the country of Georgia or the state of Georgia? Country. Okay.
Yes, Georgian people are very reluctant to engage with foreigners because they're not fond of them, man, where it's like, oh, you're one of those filthy rich Westerners, you know, where it's like, oh, never mind that. Because like you and I would say like, oh, this guy has interest in my culture and the stores here. Let's be nice to them and whatever. There, it's the complete opposite. It's like, no, we want you to go. Actually, like, go away. I hung out mostly with expats. I tried to connect with a couple of Georgian people, but they're like, if you don't, even if you know the very basics of the language and you start out with that, as soon as they kind of figure out like, oh, you're not Georgian, it's like, never mind. And the food. Even though they take a lot of pride in like, oh, our meat is great. Dude, their beef is shit. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Their beef is shit. They need to feed their cows, man. They don't even know what a ribeye is.
Like, in the immortal words of Wes Watson, you know, I've never met many in shape Mexicans because they got the best goddamn food on the planet.
So I've heard. I need to.
No,
get
Mexican
there.
food is fucking incredible, dog. But you know what? I'm very proud to be American. I'm very proud to be Hispanic as well and stuff like that. But because somebody asked earlier, so fuck, I'm gonna talk about it. All like the ICE raids are going around in California right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, deport all the fucking gang members. Totally okay with that. Like 100%. I'm fucking so tired of this gang shit in Hispanic. But it's not every race has it. I mean, of course, but it's fucking ridiculous. But I think they're gonna start getting a little bit too overboard with it. And I think that's starting to happen a little bit because LA is based. I wouldn't say I would probably put like maybe 10-15% of the cities probably doesn't have a citizenship, because they're just not allowed to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Trump supporter. I'm Republican or a libertarian Republican essentially, right? And but also I'm coming in from the other side. I'm also Hispanic, and I've worked with tons of people who don't have the papers and stuff, and they would love to get them, but there's no chance for them to get it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with immigration, where it's like there are good people and they suffer from just the large majority of not so good people. We have the same in the Netherlands, man. I've known Turks for a majority of my life. Great people, very hospitable, very genuine, kind people. But then you look at the Moroccans and the Ethiopians and the Nigerians and whatever that are just running over the border here.
Yeah.
Because of that, they are being judged by the same merit as everybody else, which isn't completely fair. But when you look at it being the large majority of asylum seekers that are, in Germany, you had another knife attack yesterday.
You guys have a pretty all right. I guess we should split it up into I'll explain the American side, you explain the European side, right? And I have opinions about the European side, but
it's bad. It's bad. That's also another reason why I want to leave. Where it's I'm sorry, I don't want to pay into the system anymore.
So is it true that basically you're mostly getting African immigrants and essentially Muslim immigrants? Is that really what it is? Because that's what I've been told, especially in London. Because I have a lot of friends from the UK that told me that's the main problem in London, basically.
And we're not getting if we would get Saudi Arabians, that would be fine. But we're getting all the, and am I going to go there? I think to really bring the point home, I kind of have to go there. When you look at the GDP of these countries and when you look at the overall development of these countries, there is a common denominator of a sub 80 IQ. Right. Those are the immigrants we're getting. We're not getting the 100+ IQ guys. We're getting all 90, below 90, sometimes even around 80 IQ. People with countries who have a GDP of -10 or something, that's what we're getting.
Yeah,
we're not getting doctors.
Bro, talk crypto. You're not educated enough for this conversation. Yes, I am. Absolutely. I'm talking about beaners riding in LA. I know quite a lot about LA and beaners, so I'm extremely highly educated in the subject.
But with the riots, I'm not an American, so I can speak of it. So this is just an outsider perspective. What I've never understood is the almost primal emotional reaction to any government legislation. Where it's we're going to protest. Where it's that's not an argument. If you really want to help immigrants, help them speed up the process.
Yeah.
Go out there, go to your township or whatever, and help speed up the process of them being legal. No, instead of that, you're going to destroy things. You think destroying things will make people want you to be in their country? I don't think they will,
Right. And yeah. it's not going to help. Look, I see both sides of it too. Because there's a big undercurrent. Let's just be honest. I'm on the internet, right? There's huge, I literally have Nazi Pepes all over the place and shit. Shout out to Kanye. But no, I know Myron Jr.'s cool, bro. I know Myron Jr.'s cool, but growing, I've always found it. I did always find this kind of fucked up. People just came on a boat and they got their papers right away. I was oh, Ellis Island, here you go. What'd you do for it? You got on a fucking boat. That's it. So yeah, Anyway, I mean, let's just be completely honest, right? I'm coming to this from also a financial side of it, right? The reason that they allowed a bunch of immigration to happen is because the people here in the country are not having enough babies, and immigration's a quick fix, right or wrong, to increase the birth rate.
Yes.
Which is what the country's been doing. That's why the United States has been doing for a very long time.
Yeah.
Now,
But-
Europe came a little later onto it, but
Mhm.
they're much newer to a mass immigration kind of the United States. Because the United States could do about like 3 million immigrants a year. I'm not saying that should happen, but essentially we could take 3 million immigrants a year. It doesn't really fuck up the economy because the country's very much used to that happening. You know, anywhere from 1 to 3 million, it's fine.
Mhm.
Not saying that's right or wrong, but Europe is much newer to it, as well as the people that usually immigrate here from Mexico or from Latin America. You know, they're Latino and stuff, but they want to become Americans, so they essentially melting pot into, they want to become Americans. Like all the kids are born here, they're like, yeah, Mexican. Like most of them, they fucking forget Spanish and they're just know English. You know,
no, absolutely.
They're trying to just become American citizens. Where like in a lot of other cultures, you know, a lot of the African immigrants that come over here, they're just Nigerians.
Mhm. The biggest problem is
not shitting on Nigerians, but like as an example.
So you're right about the birth rate. The birth rate amongst the middle class is absolutely declining. However, the solution they have of importing third world immigrants did not factor in one very important characteristics of these people, is that they're lazy. And I'm not even going to lie, 85% of third world immigrants in the Netherlands are on welfare. So they are not contributing to the system, but they are, however, benefiting from the system. And the Netherlands is mostly a socialized country with socialized healthcare, socialized pensions, and a welfare. And they have welfare. So if you have 85% of the people you're inviting in profiting of that system, but not contributing to that system, what do you think is going to happen?
Right.
That's South Africa. Did you know in South Africa, 10% of the population pays 90% of the taxes?
Yeah, I figured. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of how it goes, you know.
Well, and what's happening now is that this 10% that is actually contributing to society is looking at how they're being treated, same as what's happening in the Netherlands with guys like me. They look at how they're being treated, they look at where their tax money is going, and they're leaving, which inevitably will lead to, what do you guess? Social collapse.
Yeah.
It's every time communism doesn't work, because that's what this is. It's just communism. They say it's because of the birth rate. No, they gather in that third world immigrants because they're easy to control. The problem is they don't do shit. Soviet Union all over again, but this time under a different banner. Now it's environmentalism in the Netherlands. We need to take care of the environment. We can't have you eat meat and blah, 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 and you need to pay more taxes. It's like, no, I don't. And yes, I can eat meat. I'm perfectly fine.
Right.
And because there's more and more people leaving as well, especially like in the age of entrepreneurship, the age of the internet. More and more people are figuring out these tax laws and how easy it actually is to get out, and they're doing it. So the Netherlands is going to lose a large majority of their most productive demographic, which I am all for, by the way. Yeah. I am all for. After I saw how the journos handled the South African thing, I'm like, okay, if I wasn't done with you already, I am now. Like, I am now. It's like, nope, right. I'm done with these people. But to answer your question a little bit farther about like who am I, what am I doing? I started out with book reviews. I started out interviewing Ryan, Rollo, John MLD, Rich Cooper. Although no, Rich Cooper I never interviewed. I did talk to him on a Rule Zero once. All these other authors I sat down with, and then I started my podcast Red Evening with Rob from robsays.net. We've been doing that for over 6 years now. We're keeping on doing. And at a certain point, my content evolved more into not speaking about the books, but speaking more about the individual concepts in those books, to the point where I started writing myself. I now have 1,400 subscribers on Substack, almost best-selling status, almost there.
Nice.
I release an essay every week, and I am now a panel member on Rule Zero. So that's kind of who I am.
That's cool.
Doing my best. And I met you through Charlie, who I met Damn, I met him in the beginning as well. That's almost like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a while. I mean, it was a while ago. I mean, things changed pretty crazily. I mean, over the last years. I mean, I would say like the most transformative year would probably be somewhere between 2020, 21. You know, it's kind of a crescendo where like the red pill exploded, as well as like crypto was going up. I mean, everything was. I mean, the pandemic. You had more people staying at home, and you had more people just consuming content and figuring out. And then people were like, "Fuck, I'm just stuck in my house." And I think that woke up a lot of people, basically.
Oh yeah, pretty much. I mean, COVID. I remember people losing their minds where it's like, oh, women will have to be trad wives now. Dude, do you know how much I got laid during COVID because women were bored at home? And they were looking for a guy who wasn't listening to the government where it's like, oh, we need to have a curfew or we're going to be infected with COVID. Meanwhile, we were on Tinder and be like, hey, girl, you got time? Let's break the law. It's like, sure. It's like,
yes.
Best time to be had.
City boys, we up. Yes, that's right. So yeah, then obviously you promoted us, for the crypto mindset course and stuff like that as well, and stuff.
You guys have treated me well.
Yes, sir. We have. We treat everyone well, man. But we made it our mission to to help out the community that's helped us out so much as well, and that's why a large portion of the Red Pill today is hugely knowledgeable in crypto now. You know, but it's always this like the Red Pill has always been kind of an internet movement, and internet movements have pretty much been hand in hand over time, transforming the members into like essentially digital nomads for the most part, stuff, or at least giving them the tools to be. It's once you figure out your way to make some money off the internet, then here comes the talks about taxes and getting out of your country. Some people live in pretty good countries or have sweet things or have maybe have like a job where they're stuck there and stuff like that. But like, it is in the back of the minds of every person in the Red Pill, like, if I can get out, or just improve my situation, because usually people come into the Red Pill for like, oh, I'm having trouble with chicks or maybe money, and then they kind of like.
I'm not gonna lie. If you want to go to Georgia for the women, you better speak fluent Georgian. You better, because they, like I said, they're not fond of foreigners. The whole exotic factor, a lot of passport bros talk about, that's not present in Georgia. Not at all. Not at all. So you better work on your Georgian. Like, seriously, if I'm going to move there, which I'm probably going to do, I'm not doing it for the girls, man. I'm doing it purely for tax reasons, because I'm being fucked over in the Netherlands. I'm not being fucked over. I'm being bent over and like.
You wouldn't go to Portugal, where it's a lot less colder?
Well, you'd be surprised. Georgia, like Batumi, is actually pretty nice. It rarely freezes there. Even during winter, it rarely freezes there. Coastal town at the Black Sea. It's near Turkey, so you can practically see Turkey from the coast. It's actually pretty cool.
Oh wow,
yeah.
That's cool.
But
speaking of Turkey,
what's wrong with Turkey?
Oh, nothing wrong with Turkey. I mean, there's a lot of medical. I mean, people go there for the hairlines.
Oh yeah.
Turkish Airlines, but there's a lot of like medical, like traveling. People go to Colombia, people go to Mexico, people go to Turkey.
I was at Istanbul airport and I saw like a group of middle-aged pot-belly men standing with each other with the hairband and everything. It was hilarious to see. It's like, oh, cool, they come in packs.
Yeah, well, you imagine. You probably, because like there's people like I will say, like, because people. Yeah, well, you guys, everyone in my group will probably know this, but like the Looksmaxing and stuff all comes from the Red Pill as well. Which Looksmaxing, they're coming after those channels right now. They're shutting them down. Right,
I heard about.
I'm pretty surprised about, but like, yeah, Looksmaxing channels are getting are currently being targeted right now on YouTube.
Looksmaxing, man. I think that is one of those topics that got completely blown out of proportion, which is I think, in my humble opinion, like the whole Red Pill thing is kind of going through a, how do I phrase this? Apex fallacy period of time where it's like everything is now turned to 12, where it's like, oh, Looksmaxing, you need to get surgery. It's like, that's nothing I've ever heard of. Like, what it used to be is like, play to your strengths. That is it. Like, I am naturally not very built. I have a swimmer's physique. Then focus on that. So I focus on that. Focus on the best focus on clothing that fits your body shape best, instead of, oh, bro, it's over for you because you're not big enough. No, it isn't. I'm perfectly able to get chicks. as long as I play to my strengths and not focus on my weaknesses so much. Things like that. But now it's like, oh, if you don't have this, if you don't have the perfect jawline, blah, blah. I am all for fixing your teeth. I used to have very crooked teeth. I invested in braces. I invested into a good orthodontist because apparently crooked teeth have a lot to do with tongue posture. I never knew that. So there is a legitimate reason behind mewing, a legitimate reason. I'm all for that, but this whole thing of like, oh, it's over if you don't. Do you know how many ugly guys I see having a girlfriend almost on the daily? It's like, game is the great equalizer and everything, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, the game especially, and so I think what happened was like a lot of the guys running the Looksmaxing channels were all black pill guys because they had all the info in the beginning. So the black pill, and that's the reason is the black pill guys lose their hope. Now, look, I'm a realist too as well. Like there is some guys in some very unfortunate positions where it's like, damn, dog. I mean, like, but
you got to realize that even the women they are dating are in his proximity. And that's something we did forget, I think. My humble opinion is this, is that this sexual marketplace is situational and geographical. Like, yes, Instagram has opened up the global sexual marketplace. 100% true. That I will never deny that. I would like to add to that, though, that not every woman in the world is entering that specific sexual marketplace. Not every girl is going to be model good looks. You know, not every girl is going to be a 10. 10's only season. Get your Guinness, MILFs. That guy. But that's not going to happen. There are still plenty of good-looking girls who are not into social media, who still go out to bars, who go out to game nights, who go out to social gatherings. Plenty of women not participating in that specific apex fallacy demographic of the sexual marketplace. However, like I said, we're going through that apex fallacy phase right now where everything needs to be this or you're fucked, which is just not true.
And it's just mostly, and part of the reason why that's hitting so hard too, because you have to I think this is like something the red pill doesn't really like to admit too much, which is like, and I mean this, and like I don't mean this in the most like hardcore way, but there is like sort of the with we need women and women need us, right? It's that sort of thing. Like we're human beings, right? Like I've always said that men make the rules for women, and
but that's true.
Men, right? And like why do all women wear makeup? Because they're all like. Because all we give a lot that we care about is how they look like, obviously, right? Now the height one, I think we've always known about height, but I think it got exacerbated because of you heard Tinder's adding like a height, like I think so they're trying to make a way because girls go on Tinder and they don't really pay any money, so now they're putting like a Tinder premium for the girls where they pay and they can pretty much cut dudes under 5 foot something or like 6 foot.
What Tinder is forgetting is they're making the mistake Marvel did as well, which is pandering to women.
Yeah.
Women aren't their audience.
Nope.
It's men. A majority of users on Tinder are men. You have 10 men for every 1 woman on that app. And now they're going to exclude the people who pay for the existence of that app. I'm telling you right now, Tinder is not going to exist within 10 years unless they throw everything around, because you see it. Online dating apps are on the decline. The usage of dating apps is on the decline, especially after COVID. People want to go out more. I've seen it when I worked at the gym. Zoomers, they're doing fine. They're doing fine here. Maybe because this was the specific gym niche, and that's where the socialized people are going. But that just tells you that there's still social life active within Zoomers. But you're right. A lot of people in the red pill don't want to admit that because it doesn't bring in the money. Because you know what brings in the money? Emotions. So when I'm going to sit here and I tell a guy like, hey, man, it's over for you, and these guys are the only thing that's getting, it gets them emotionally involved. It gets them angry. It gets them sad. It gets them whatever. And it gets them to click. A lot of this shit is pure marketing. But I have the answer for you. If you join my whatever movement, I will teach you the ways of the Force, and you will be able to beat Darth Vader in Cloud City, and you will finally be able to get the girl. It doesn't work like that.
Right. I can explain it why, like also why what's happening too, why like they're on the decline. It's just because largely most of the millennial chicks are past prime already, or like.
Oh yeah, millennial women have aged out of the dating market.
Yeah, and that's one reason why. Now, it doesn't mean they're not going to start keep looking on the apps, but that's when some of them have basically like done their deal with the devil, which is like they just are getting. I mean, right now it's kind of the final like doing for the millennial women to get knocked up where it's over. And the reason why like the Zoomer people are good because they're still young right now. The Zoomer chicks can be delusional for many more years, for another 10 more years, right? Because what, like the oldest Zoomer chicks, what, like she's 1997. So what is that, like she's like 28 right now. She's 28 right now. That's the oldest Zoomer. That's the oldest Zoomer chick. And the youngest is 15, might be 15 years old,
something like that.
Yeah. So like, the millennial chicks, right? Like I'm 1991 or whatever, right? And I'm 34, right? I'm 34.
We're the same age?
Are we? Oh, I didn't know you were 91. Yeah.
No, 90. I'm turning 35 in 2 months.
It's over, bro. It's over. I'm sorry, man. Your eggs,
dude.
95% of your eggs are gone, dog.
I'm not gonna lie. I literally feel not a day over 21.
Yep.
I don't feel a day over 21. We were talking about it yesterday. Myth of the Lonely Old Man on Nuke's channel on Rule Zero, and I'm like, dude, as a man, if you get your health in order, there's no end to this. Your capacity of becoming capable is endless. Like with money, as soon as you figure out that formula, put it on repeat. Same as working out. When you figure out that formula, put it on repeat. And if you keep doing that, if you stay consistent with it, there's no limit. There really is no limit, unless you get a horrible external health incident. You're pretty much on the rise of everything. The growth of a man is linear, as long as you don't give up.
As long as you don't give up, and but as you get older too, you have the level of success has to keep climbing as well, and it's somewhat, you have to be, relatively in shape. You have to be making good money. You didn't fail basically, or it didn't look like you because you fail multiple times and still succeed. But like, but it is, it isn't like, you can be overweight at 40, you're barely making ends meet, God forbid living with your mom, your dad and shit, and that's what's kind of happening right now. And then too, like also like we're going to see it. I don't think we're going to see it right now, but I would say in like 5 years or less, we're going to start seeing Zoomers start complaining about millennial guys a little bit too, because like right now, like all the millennial dudes are fucking the Zoomer chicks right now. Because naturally that's what's going to happen. And then the Zoomer dudes are all going to fuck all the Generation Alpha chicks.
It'd be, dude. I'm dating a chick right now, 10 years my junior.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Zoomettes belong to the millennials, man. It's just a thing, and maybe Generation Alpha. No, I mean your girlfriend's born when you're 25, but pushing it there at being 50, having an 18-year-old girlfriend. I don't know if I could pull it off. I don't know if I would want to pull it off at that age. It's like, but in general, yeah, it's always a generation in between that works best. However, and I wrote about this, that remember Rolo's chart where men peak at 35?
Yeah.
So, like with women, there's not much that changed. Absolutely not, because we value women on their looks, appearance, fertility, things like that. So that is, 18 to 25, boom, that's it. To a degree, I do think that has shortened a bit, where it's like, 23 right now because of economic and societal reasons. Where it's like, I think their epiphany doesn't start at 28 anymore, but at 25 because of all of that. But with men, he peaked them at 35. And I would argue through the years, it's become 45 because men are valued for other reasons than their looks and things like that. They're valued for their accomplishments, but because of the economic turmoil that the millennial generation and Zoomer generation is now facing, it takes longer for them to accomplish what used to take far fewer years. Right. So my argument would be that because of that, men no longer peak at 35, but more at 45. And even a step beyond that would say men have no peak at all, where it's like, no. At a certain point, men and women are equal, and then men.
We don't peak. That's a lie.
Well, but you know what I mean? Where it's like at a certain point, men is just it goes up. Where it's like because their wealth goes up, their experience goes up, their capacity, their capability all goes up, or at least it can. In general, though, so let's view it from the generalization perspective, is that you, me, most guys in this chat, most guys who make content are not the norm.
Right.
We're not the norm. So in general, I'd even say it's like 45, where it's like, yeah, because of economic things and things like that. I do think that if you look at it from a generational perspective, that would now be 45 because men are valued for their accomplishments, economic turmoil, blah, 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 blah. And then you have a small niche of men for whom everything a man is valued for only goes up.
Yeah.
Because they got the formula, they never stopped implementing the formula, and now they're keeping on a rise. And then at a certain point, they turn 70, and it's like, yeah, now I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
No, I truly understand that. Like, and then I think also one thing that needs to be talked more about the red pill is we call it clout, but it's being famous.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That is a really powerful drug too. Like that you could have just dudes that don't even take care of themselves. They're just famous, and then they got chicks.
I never understood it about Destiny until.
Dog, I was going that direction too, dude.
Yeah.
But it's true. But I mean, that's a perfect example. That's just internet famous because, like, is he really famous? Like, because we're old, Destiny 2, right? Like, we think famous is like a fucking movie star, but like the internet are the stars now.
He's a contextual alpha, as Rollo used to say. He's a contextual alpha. I don't like admitting it. Don't get me wrong. He's not my favorite person in the world, but when I look at it objectively, I do understand it. It's like he was the biggest Twitch streamer in the world. Asmongold is known to be the Roach King.
Yeah,
I will guarantee you that man has big titted streamers in his DMs.
Yes,
guaranteed.
Absolutely. But he's a don, dude. I mean, he's one of the dons of the internet right now. He's one of the from his era of YouTube. He's like one of the few guys that survived that era. He's still famous now. He has a pretty big like computer business in terms of, he sells like a lot of gaming, like custom gaming PCs and stuff. Was it like Iron Forge or Star
something
Forge?
like that? But that's also because he didn't fell off the bandwagon. And the reason I like Asmongold is actually pretty recently that he said this. He was talking about advertisement. And he's like, no, there's been companies that came at me and they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to give you an 8-figure deal and this and that. And then I told them no. They're like, I didn't align, like that company, I didn't like them. I thought they were scamming people. I'm not going to do it. And then somebody in the chat said, oh, you missed out on millions. And he looks at them and he looks at that chat and he's like, I already have millions.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is wealth. Now, look, I think Asmon could do fine with like 100K per year, 200K per year. He doesn't seem like a guy with a lot of extravagant expenses. But that phrase alone, where it's like, I already have those, that's wealthy. Where you can look at your money and be like, yeah, no, it's enough. I don't. Oh, so now you're telling me if I just sell my soul, I can have more of what I already have? Like, why? I can already do what I want. The guy bought his mom's home, still lives there, and takes care of his dad.
Yeah.
#1 streamer in the world. Just lives in his family home, plays video games, and takes care of his dad.
Because he's being who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like no Lambos, Maseratis. I don't like Maseratis. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm not. I mean, they're fun. I mean, I dream Maseratis. They're fun and stuff. But yeah,
if I ever get a sports car, it's got to be an Aston Martin DB9. That's that's classy and it's cool and it's suave. It's like I want that.
Yeah, but I don't know if we can call Destiny Alpha. Like, if we're just being I mean, like, but it's just more fortuitous. He's in a fortuitous situation. But at the same time too, I think I said this on my other stream. Like, there's what was I saying? It was like, the good alpha versus bad alpha. Like, no one wants it. Like, everyone wants to say like not the white knight, but like no one wants people in the red pill don't like saying that there's blue pilled alphas.
Oh, there are. Oh, that's easy. That's Steve Rogers. That's Captain America versus Tony Stark.
Yeah, but in more of a dorkier sense. Like, yeah, Tony's, yeah, sort of Tony. Yeah, yes, bad. But like, no, but it'd be like, but he's still on the good spectrum. Even Tony Stark's on the good, depending on the fucking Marvel comic.
Mm-hmm.
But then you go out there and be like Victor Von Doom, or even go crazier. Like, is Thanos not a fucking alpha?
Yeah.
Super evil, killing everybody, massacring. And then the same thing too is like Genghis Khan not an alpha? Absolutely.
Dude, there's a very old Rollo interview on the convention that shall not be named. It's one of his first public lectures. And he says, look, Genghis Khan might be on a lot of people's shit lists. And I'm butchering the quote here. So, like, Dad, if you're listening, sorry about that. But he might be on a lot of people's shit lists, but he was alpha as fuck. Like, there's a lot of alphas in prison. A lot of them. A lot of it, because people who tend to do what they want often collide with people who do not like that you do what you want. And that's where you see a lot of expats in the red pill community as well. They figure out like, hey, my government does not have my best self-interest or my best interest at heart. It's like, why am I staying here? No, because at a certain point, you have to look at where you are and ask yourself, am I being treated how I want to be treated here? And if the answer is no,
right,
time to leave. But yeah, there's definitely a thing like red pill alphas and blue pill alphas.
And everything in between the spectrum of, and then it's like your morality can, like, just because you're like, you see the world in a certain place and this person's evil does not mean he's not an alpha. And obviously the alpha is such a charged word. Like, I'm with Waller too. It's like I call Waller like an alpha, you know, jokingly, not jokingly, but like, you know, just kind of like, hey, alpha, right? But like, it is kind of cringe, like, because it's just like so many losers are using the word alpha that it just kind of like kills the word, but it's a good placeholder term, right? but basically, yeah, you could be like you, depending on the circumstances, like your morality, like if you're a religious person and this guy's super not religious, but he's in control of an empire and shit, he's the fucking alpha, and he could be like, put it this, like people big up, like, you know, like people big up the religions, right, and stuff like Catholicism and, you know, like Christianity, but the Romans were the alphas and they were killing Christians forever. For hundreds and hundreds of years, killing Christians, killing pagans and shit. Look at all the shit the Romans did when they were in the UK. All the fucking genocide, all the genocide they did over there to get rid of all the Gnostics and get rid of everybody out there. But the Romans were the alphas.
Yeah. Hold up, I need to write something down real quick about specifically about this, because I've met, like, do you know what I mean with bravado?
Mm-hmm. What about Sigmas? It's like it's more of an animal term of like there's a lone wolf out there.
We're going too deep into it. Like alpha and beta is actually very simple.
Yes.
Alpha is arousal, beta is comfort. For when it comes to women, it's as simple as that. Alpha is arousal, beta is comfort. We have a lot of people who tend to lean more towards the comfort side of things because they believe the lies that have been told to them by society, where you need to buy women flowers, be nice to them, this and that. And then you've got the bad boy who's like the drug dealer or the guitar player, the band member, whatever, and he has that edge to him. However, that guy just seems only to be able to get laid but not get a relationship. That's why you need both. You need the arousal and you need the comfort.
Right.
The thing is that with like the arousal guys, they have that characteristic of wanting to go for what they want. So yeah, that's why you get like alphas who are drug dealers and alphas who run steel companies.
Yep.
It's all about that mindset. It's not a mindset, it's a demographic. Another one of Rollo.
Yeah.
I can't seem to get away from that, man.
Good and evil exists as well. Like good and evil exists and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, but that's why the A pill is amoral. That's why it's amoral.
And it doesn't care about your religion or whatever the fuck it is. It's just more straight facts. And I think that's what rubs a lot of people. I think the most people who get their like their I don't know, their pussy in the dirt and shit about this shit is basically religious. You know, anyone who's super religious, like that comes to Muslims or Christians or anyone that's hyper, like, because they're like, I'm this religion and this is my whole worldview, and I now can judge the whole world on this side. Now, obviously, like, I think most of us know, like, yeah, you shouldn't be mass murdering people. That's fucking ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But why do a bunch of bitches want them? What, the guy who's fucking mass murdering people? Like, isn't that like it's so true too? Like all these, you make a mass murderer famous. That's what I'm saying. Fame is such bullshit. Women are retarded, but like, I mean, truly retarded. But like, I mean,
you want that meme? I have a meme for you.
imagine Jack Napier, international woman killer. They put you in jail, right? And then you'd have your fucking nail would be full with bitches trying to marry you.
Dude, that was what's his name? What's his name? Ted Bundy. Here, I'm sharing the screen.
Yes, being retarded females. Yes, yeah. You see the women. That's why I was making all these jokes. I played this at the beginning of the show.
She calls America evil. From her iPhone while sipping Starbucks, on an airplane, with Wi-Fi, while watching TV. She drinks oat milk because regular milk makes her feel colonial. She got 8 COVID shots, still caught it, and blamed the unvaccinated waiter. She has a Ukraine flag in her bio. She thinks Ukraine is a clothing brand. She says Black Lives Matter, but still clutches her bag in certain neighborhoods. She used to be vegan, now she's carnivore. Depends on who she's dating. She thinks all cops are bad, then called the cops because someone wasn't wearing a mask. She says she's a feminist until she needs a jar opened. She says, trust the science, but thinks there's more than 2 genders. She got the booster, then posted a selfie with doing my part while spreading COVID in Tulum. She drinks ayahuasca for trauma she invented last year. She says she hates capitalism, but charges $499 for Zoom breathwork. She posts about toxic masculinity from her ex's apartment.
From her ex's apartment.
Send me that clip. I want that clip.
Oh, dog, I got so many, dude. Like, I got so many. I can send you a bunch.
Oh, hold on. I'll send you my email. I'll say I want that. I'm gonna use that on my show.
But but people go crazy. They try to like hype. Like I found them and I've said this many times. I've said this on Fresh Fit. I've said this on your channel. I've said this on a bunch of channels. The fastest way to ascend is to focus on one category that you. It's just like how you had said. I've got a skinnier swimmer's body, so I focused on that to ascend up. Right? I mean, because basically you have to choose. I mean. You can do a lot of like 0.5s, which is like you either focus on like your business or Looksmaxing, which in turns, like going to the gym and stuff like that. I'm not talking about surgery. I don't believe in like going too crazy with surgery unless you need the surgery. Like I don't mind someone gets a hair transplant, whatever, right?
I mean, for my teeth, I had braces. Hair transplant, I can fully get behind. Do some research though, where it's like, how's your family's hairline? Because otherwise, you're gonna fill it up and like behind the fill up.
All these like you have the. Yeah, because guys, it's usually either like here or it's here.
Yeah. The only thing I have is a little bit of a widow's peak, but I've had that since I was like 16 or something. Even before that, I was afraid I was losing my hair. And as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of it. But I was worried about it. My barber just hit me in the head. He's like, I've been cutting your hair for 10 years. Your hairline's the same. Shut the fuck up. I have an Iranian barber. That man is king.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about alpha?
I went, when I was in California, I went there with barber. He used to cut my hair forever, and I asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, dog, you have the same hair as you did back in the day, except you have." He's like, "The only thing is like you cut your hair shorter now. That's about it." I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah.
I mean, barbers, man, just go for the old dude. Just go for the old dude who's been doing it for 30, 40, 50 years. You will get the best haircut of your life. Like I said, you want to talk about alpha? This guy, dude, he can open now whenever he wants because his waiting list is 2 months, if not 3 at this point. It's like people are. I was there.
Yeah, surface level vaccine. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, it's like I was there, Miguel. I was getting a haircut, and one guy just walked in. He's like, "I need an appointment in a week," and my barber just looked at him and like, "I can't do it. I'm completely full." Yeah, but I'm going on holiday and I need a haircut, and he's like, "So?" And the stupidest thing was, and let's talk about you're in this wheelhouse of like wealth and money. If you need something of me, like you really need it, and you know I'm short on time, what would you do?
Put a gun to the side of your head and do it. Black pill alpha. No, I don't know. I mean, I just offer you more money or just please.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, what else could I do? I mean, besides that, I mean, unless I just pull out the gun and say, you're going to cut my hair, motherfucker, or it's going to be.
You know what this guy did? He just kept begging him, but I need it. But I need it. And he finally left. He finally got the hint. And I looked at my barber. I'm like, How rude. He's like, yeah. All he thought of was himself. He didn't ask why I wasn't able to do it. He didn't ask if I could have a day for him, that I could do it. And he didn't even offer me money for my time and expertise. He demanded I'd make time for him. What if I tell you this guy was a millionaire? Would you say he was rich?
No, I'd say poor of the mind, or stupid, or Jewish.
Poverty is a mindset, man. I'm telling you, poverty is a mindset. And that's what I mean about Asmongold. This man is sitting on millions, and all he does is just still stream from his mom's attic. Like, doesn't worry about needing to post on Instagram, doesn't worry about needing to have the latest, greatest, whatever. Can take a no. That's a big one. You want to talk alpha? The quickest way to see if somebody's alpha or not, tell them no. Just see how they respond. You mentioned Wes Watson. Dude, men with no frame in the shit they say. I'm not gonna lie. That dude has zero frame.
Oh, somewhat, but like, I mean, I like Wes, but so I actually don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's still in trouble right now. I don't know if I haven't looked into the whole story in a while, but like, I think he somewhat knows. I think he's doing it for attention, for social media strategy. Part of it too. He's on roids as well. You know, he said so himself. Of course he is, right?
Oh yeah, no, you can't tell me that.
He'll tell you the truth. He's like, oh, I'm not natural. No, like he'll tell you.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. But that, you know, if you start taking very high levels of, you know, testosterone and then anything, I don't know what else he's on, but like, you know, it makes you a little more aggro, but it's just an amplifier. If you're already pretty calm, you get on roids, you're not just going to be a little, you know, you might be a little more go-getter, but you're not going to be fucking violent, but you're already more of a violent tendencies and you're a little more aggressive already. And then you get on testosterone, high levels of testosterone. Yeah. And also, yeah, I also think Wes is acting because he can get away with it somewhat, and he's gotten away with it because, like, also he's in full salesman mode selling his programs and stuff, and he's been very successful with it. But you know, I think the recent trouble he had's kind of maybe made him stumble a little bit.
I mean, he beat up a guy in the gym, man. It's like, I'm sorry, maybe he's a friend of yours, and I don't know him personally, so I won't go into that. But what I've seen of him, I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's like not my cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, and that's everybody and stuff. Yeah, like, but just to go into it and stuff like that. I mean, but yeah, like I've said, like hyper focus and stuff. I mean, obviously, like, you know, focus on the money side, but take care of your health if you can. Sometimes, like I've had to do that where I've just focused nothing on that to the detriment of my health. But then I got to a point and I'm getting the other stuff under control finally, you know, and then that's what happens to a lot of the problem is that some guys spend so much time focusing on the money that they just have no game at all, or nothing at all. Or some guys only there's dudes out here that are like six-pack in shape out, but there's no book smarts, there's no nothing. They're just a body basically. That's a lot of women as well. That's a lot of women as well.
Sometimes I wonder how I do in Vegas. It will either be a complete disaster, or it will be a complete win. There's no in between on that one where it's like, oh no, because I kind of fall out of the boat on that one.
Yeah, I think you'll do okay because Vegas is a traveler city. So you're like, we're like Miami. There might be a specific type of girl that she likes a certain thing because that's become the culture in Miami. Versus something like Vegas, you're getting all types of people across the planet traveling there. You're going to find somebody that's traveling there, or maybe possibly expat that's now living there that is more your style. That's why I think you'd probably be successful because it's more of a traveler city. Because it's crazy. It's a city that like it houses a certain amount of millions of people, but it has millions of people coming in every day and out. You know,
damn.
And I mean, it's a lot of people that come to Vegas. So you're going to meet. I mean, when you're on the Strip or you're out downtown, I mean, 90% of the people there do not live there. Right. So like I mean, that's a very serious thing. So every day you'll meet new people, every day of different walks of life and stuff. I've met people from Mexico City, people from fucking Wichita, people from New York, Buffalo, New York, Miami. I mean, anywhere on the planet, anywhere in the United States, somebody will travel to Vegas and they'll be there for a convention. They'll be there for a fucking girls' night out. They'll be there for a fucking boys' trip. They'll just be there to gamble. And that's why, like, you'll probably be successful in the city because you got many world travelers. You know?
Interesting.
That's also why some guys miss there sometimes, because sometimes you just have bad luck and it's just the wrong crowd for you at that place. But it's a numbers game. You're gonna probably win, probably. But yeah, man, like I focus on the crypto side. It's done very well. But like always, I tell my guys, money's just an amplifier. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit with money now.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. Right.
I mean, money is power in that sense. It grants you the ability to go for what you want, and it is only then that you will start to really know yourself. And I don't think a lot of guys are ready for that. That's where you get like the 20-year-old crypto millionaires. Yeah. They just fall into it and they go off the deep end. They're broke within 5 years because coke and hookers, man. They're addicted.
It's coke and hookers and all kinds of stuff. I mean, we had a nice market. 17 and 21 was a good market. You could have made money and stuff like that. I will say this cycle has been tougher, but it's operated pretty normally. Like 23 and most of 24 has been just about what like I figured the market would be. It's really been like since, I would say, November, since the top Solana top right there in the November. Most people are just kind of salty at Trump, but like I think a lot of what Trump's doing is he's doing a lot of good for the United States. But it's sort of like you have to take medicine. Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the original. I sent you the video, right, where I pulled it.
No, you never did.
I think I did. Check WhatsApp. I pulled it from a fucking pack.
Yeah, David Brett. Any thoughts on Enhanced Athlete, aka Tony Huge? Very smart guy, but you have to know his whole business is peddling peptides and his stuff, right? But he is very smart when it comes to that stuff. So like, there is like 2 peptides that work. I think it's like BPD or BPD.
Let's not go
there. I could probably find the supplements, but there's like something called the Wolverine stack. There's like peptides you can inject, like was it 157 or 159, and then there's another one, a T something. I have to look into it and stuff. The guy knows his stuff, but there's some shady shit that happened with him, and Leo Longevity died while being over there with him and stuff, and it's fucking shady. It's fucking shady, dogs. Like, be careful, man. Like. But he's very highly smart. But like obviously he's selling a lot of stuff that he sells because he's trying to make a lot of money. And I think he lives in Thailand where some of that stuff's legal. So he's got his whole like operation hub there and stuff like that. And he's like kind of a guy that loves living with like 10 or 15 chicks and that are his girlfriends. And he's chosen, making money, working hard, and he has a ton of Instagram page. I find this shit all the time, but like it's not him. He's almost doing the Andrew, like the Tate strategy where he's got a bunch of reposters. So like I find his stuff on Instagram all the time because I follow bodybuilders and stuff. So I find like tons of people just promoting his stuff or just himself in a brand new page promoting the same videos. And they get views, and I know enough to like hear what he's saying that he knows exactly what he's talking about. But like he has a bit of a dark past and stuff with what's going on with that. Like if you look into what happened with Tony Huge and like Leo Longevity, I went down that rabbit hole. I'm good, dog. Like I'm wondering if you ever grabbed that 100 worth of Blazing Pepe. I think I did, dog. I don't know. I haven't looked at it recently. Where's it at?
How is the crypto market in your opinion now, anyway?
It's going good if you've been here since like 23. Basically, you've been doing all right as long as you've been DCAing. But it's been sort of a kangaroo market for the last 6 months. There's been a lot of people, like I'm still up in all my positions. I've made a lot of money so far, but what's happening with people is that a lot of people invested very heavily into the Solana ecosystem. Once it topped out and it crashed, people lost a lot of their money. And that's why they're kind of sad, because some of their meme coins are not going to come back. They invested into really stupid shit. I mean, I can't talk shit. I was in tokens like FAT and all these other things and shit, but like I made money and took profits, and I told people, what took profits, like, because if you look at most coins topped out of like in November of 24.
I am so pissed off I didn't sell anything. I remember Phantom being over $1.40. And I was like, oh no, it's gonna grow more. And now Phantom is at, because I did switch them. Sonic. Now Sonic is at 50, no, 40.
No, lower. It's at 20s. No, 30 something right now.
Yeah, something like that. Like I have faith. Well, not per se faith.
Cents.
Yeah, 37 cents. I'm not too worried about it. because I don't think the bull market is over at all. Like, I don't think it's over at all.
No, it's not.
So, but I have learned that, hey, as soon as all your coins hit an all-time high, that might be the best position to sell.
Right.
Just a chunk of it, where it's like, yeah, you might want to sell now. Even if it's your initial investment. If you can get your initial investment out and still make a good profit, that's what I'm going to do next time, where it's like, okay, how many multipliers have I? Just take out the first initial investment and then just let it be.
Yeah, and so yeah, we told our guy during that time. We told people to start taking profits around $1.20, $1.30, $1.40. Started going down. People took profits. We rebought back the new low. Once it was turned into Sonic, it ran up a little bit to like 60 cents. Actually, it may have gone a little higher than that, maybe like 80 cents, and then crashed back down. Right now, what's happening in the Sonic ecosystem is that the main market maker has been selling all its supply because it got replaced by a new market maker. They're almost out. So, like, the bottom is very close for Sonic right now. So, like, I'm scooping up kind of my final bags. I hope, if it goes to 20 cents, I'll buy it 20 cents.
Mm-hmm.
But struggling, but up. CTOG holders haven't faded. Yeah.
Dude, I'm still worried about ETH. I'm not going to lie. I'm worried about ETH because the consensus was from all corners of the net, not just specific people. Like, a lot of people were saying we're going to get 5K ETH, and
that's where it should be right now.
Yeah, if it just like what's happening with ETH? Is it its creator Vilatek? Am I saying that right?
Vitalik.
Vitalik, yeah, the guy with the water balloon head. Like, he got a chick and everything went wrong or something like that.
Well, Asian pussy is a damn thing, isn't it?
Luckily, I don't have yellow fever, my friend. I mean, I have a very specific type. And so
far, part of it, I mean, here's the thing. So Ethereum had been suffering since 2020 from high gas fees, especially the middle of 2020 to like 2021, very, very high gas fees. So they spec'd and put a lot of money into creating L2s, which are just, like Arbitrum, OP, things like that, Matic, to basically offload a lot of those transactions onto those L2s. And then as time went on, people figured out the L1's really where you make a lot of money. So there's been a lot more competition. You've had Pulse Chain, you have Solana, you have Sui, you've had a lot more blockchains open up, Sonic now. And now that throughput's, there's plenty of throughput now. And now they've kind of like cracked the whip. So Vitalik recently have fired pretty much most of the Ethereum Foundation. So this whole thing where I said like, oh, the Ethereum Foundation, everyone's like, it's essential. No, dude, Vitalik runs the shit, dog. So he fired most of the old guys in there because they had old ideas. They rehired brand new younger people that are still hungry, because a lot of the OGs that were in the Ethereum Foundation were very rich already. You could have bought worst case, you could have bought most of your Ethereum at $5. Or been getting stipends and getting paid in Ethereum. So people were very wealthy in the Ethereum Foundation or OGs in there. So he fired a bunch of people, restructured, and now has come up with like updates to start making the L1s faster. So he's making Ethereum itself faster. He's now made it much more deflationary. So it's starting to actually burn supply away. But the buy and burn over 10 years, 5 years is very important because it really burns away the supply over time. It makes it much more valuable over time. But it's really just that it's really just that, it's kind of the change of like leadership of like, okay, Vitalik's on the helm again. He's trying to lead this thing. He's trying to make Ethereum better. But there's also a second caveat of this, is that this cycle retail is pretty broke, and you mostly had institutional buyers, and they're mostly buying a Bitcoin, and they're buying their VC backed projects, basically. Like, they're pumping money into Solana, a couple, maybe like Hyperliquid and a couple other plays, and then the rest of retail that's here is just buying what's in between, right? There's been a manipulation of Ethereum where like they've been holding the Ethereum price down while they're buying up the Ethereum supply, and you have everyone and their mom buying Bitcoin, so Bitcoin's going up. So if Bitcoin pumps, it does drag up the market a little bit. But Ethereum, they've been holding Ethereum down essentially to hurt DeFi, the DeFi side, because most people's crypto money is not just in Bitcoin, it's in Ethereum-like assets. So it's in L1s and L2s and meme coins that are in there, right? So you've had the whole meme coin run, which is essentially, a lot of people made money. Some people, made a little bit, lost money. But like if you like some of my guys that were here since last cycle, they've done very good on meme coins. Guys who this is the first time I've ever seen meme coin have done pretty horribly, right? And it's kind of everywhere in between. But what's happening is that they're buying up the Ethereum supply, and now BlackRock is starting to sell Bitcoin and starting to buy Ethereum now. So like I think the tide's starting to change a little bit on Ethereum. We're going to start getting an Ethereum pump, but it's been very lackluster for a while because Ethereum has not performed very well. And structurally, I would say most altcoins are attached to Ethereum more than Bitcoin actually. Liquidity pools and bridging and stuff, because Bitcoin, even though it can bridge out to other things, there's ways to do it through maybe stacks or through like wormhole or through like certain projects where you're able to do like Thorchain. It isn't quite as operable as like Ethereum is, because Ethereum is essentially like, once Bitcoin created that, Ethereum is really crypto, if I'm being completely honest. Like all the developments, all the cool things that we do, liquidity pools, dexes, everything that you possibly use in crypto as a person who actually knows how to use crypto is completely was created by Ethereum or a project that was affiliated to Ethereum.
Okay.
Like, what did Solana create? Nothing.
No, a lot of things are built with Solana, but Solana itself hasn't built anything
really. I mean, like even Radium and I like Radium, right? Like Radium is essentially a copycat of essentially Uniswap, SushiSwap, which is Ethereum based liquidity pools. That's again there, and Aave. I mean, everything, like they've essentially created nothing. They just essentially have a copycat. It doesn't mean it can't be successful, and then it can get hyped up, but it's all Ethereum based stuff. And then two, because I can bridge, like if you buy a Bitcoin, it's a little more difficult unless you're using an exchange where you have to like move things through crypto in order to like, I have to either wrap the Bitcoin or I have to like sell the Bitcoin on some sort of like shadow DEX or some sort of like hidden international exchange to sell it to get into Ethereum or to get into another coin. It's all Ethereum. So I think the powers that be have been holding Ethereum back to basically hurt the crypto natives. And at this point in time, they're essentially buying up the Ethereum for dirt cheap and buying up essentially all the properties that are happening. And then they've been focusing mostly on essentially IPOing stable coins and kind of dominating the utility side of it. I think there's going to be a run on Ethereum. There's going to be a run on the crypto market, but Ethereum's not going to run until there's been an update to the Ethereum ETFs that should be happening within the next 3 months. When you buy the Bitcoin ETF, right, you just own a piece of Bitcoin and whatever Bitcoin appreciates, you gain money. Nice. Sneaky Linky's dog shit. Dump that horse shit. And super useful, but still dog shit. Where Ethereum, right, is if you buy Ethereum ETF right now, you just own a piece of Ethereum and appreciation, cool. But because the average person only knows Bitcoin for the most part, they know Ethereum a little bit, but like you need a little bit more of an extra incentive. They're going to be adding staking yield. So when you buy Ethereum ETF, they take your Ethereum, they stake it for you, and they return a dividend to you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the big thing where like, hey, you can buy Bitcoin, and there's a thing that Ethereum, that price appreciates, and it pays you a dividend. Oh, dividend. That dividend, I think, is what really is going to hit home for a lot of the TradFi investors. That's going to cause a lot more buying pressure on the Ethereum side, because you really only need, in order for Ethereum to pump equally to Bitcoin, you only roughly need about a quarter of the buying pressure that Bitcoin gets for Ethereum to move in the same tangent, basically. So once that's fixed, which I do think, because boomers are looking for income, but everyone likes income, but that's just an added bonus. And then the way Ethereum works is it needs staking. It needs Ethereum to be staked. A lot of Ethereum is being staked right now. So this is a thing that they are fixing right now. And then now that we have a pro SEC crypto government, we are going to be getting these things this year, which I think will add to finally Ethereum pumping. Because if you look at the price of Bitcoin to Ethereum, I had a 3-hour private call with the guys from the I had a private call last night with the guys from the Citadel, and I broke the math down to them that Ethereum today needs to be about $5,200 to have done from what Bitcoin has done to Ethereum's done. I mean, when Bitcoin's done to equal up what Ethereum's done. So like as an example, like you had a 50. So I don't know. Let me bring my phone out. So the bottom of the market this cycle was 15,500. Okay, so right now we got $105,000 Bitcoin divided by 15,500. That's a 6.7x. Okay, this cycle Ethereum crashed to $780. $5,200. So if Ethereum just did what Bitcoin did, Ethereum would be at $5,200. We're at $2,500. We're $2,200 below where we should be right now. Like, so that's been the main problem. And then everything here, like, sure, Bitcoin, nice. I mean, good. I have Bitcoin, cool. But like, I'm happy too because I have some long-term Bitcoin. I'll take profits on Bitcoin. But you make, unless you already had a fuck ton of money, like if I put $1 million into Bitcoin at the bottom, yeah, I'm happy. But you put $1,000, yeah, you got $5,000, $7,000. You're happy, but you didn't get. That's the problem. Like now, long term, that's stupid mentality. Long term, everyone should have some fucking Bitcoin. Put it fucking away. If you guys can get a Bitcoin, put a Bitcoin away. Put it away. Bitcoin will be worth $1 million one day. Multiple millions of dollars.
Probably.
Multiple millions of dollars. I don't know. If you want to dish your gala, but I don't want to hear no crying later.
We don't cry in the casino, goddammit.
Don't cry in the casino. I told people, buy 1 DCA of Gala, put it away. 1 DCA of fucking Root, put it away. That's it. And then whatever else you like. And then, but if you guys are like that mid-maxing right now, sell it. Go ahead, have fun.
What are your thoughts on Solana this cycle? Because it's now at number 6, which I think is great.
It's been the superstar of the cycle, basically. Yeah. Me and Charlie like pretty much predicted that it was going to do very well this cycle. We bought pretty much down here.
Man, I remember buying Sol at 25 and then I sold it for DOT because I thought DOT was going to go faster. I regret that.
Yeah, that was a bad move. Yeah.
That was a very bad. Now I've learned, like, don't touch it. Just get your hands off in it and do a little bit more research. DOT was a shame, though. DOT was doing pretty well.
But also it's competitor. But, like, you have to look. I look at it in terms of a thing. Okay. Who's its main competitor? Adam.
Solana, right? Now?
No. So Polkadot is a layer 0. Basically, they're a blockchain that's trying to be a bridge as well. It kind of failed. It could come back if Ethereum pumps enough. Everything, like, God will rise. Jesus will rise. If Ethereum goes to 15 grand, 12 grand, everything will pump because of liquidity pools and everyone's got money again. Oh my! Because like Bitcoin could, like, if Bitcoin pumps to 200 grand. Which it could very well do before this bull runs over. Okay. Everything will multiply maybe 2x, 3x maximum. If Ethereum goes to like 10 grand, as an example, right? Just to keep up the Bitcoin, right? Everything will pump so much more. Because everything is essentially tied to Ethereum more than Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's always been like, we're up here, they like snooty and shit, like we're, I really like it. Really, like, people don't understand, like, Ethereum and Bitcoin are really like, in terms of like major money. If you want to leave money for your kids long term, you buy Ethereum and Bitcoin and you leave it alone because, one, they can't steal it from you. If you have it on a ledger, you have it on a Trezor or a cold storage wallet, you put it away. They can't steal it from you, and you can move it internationally as long as you got your codes in your head or you got your password somewhere, and you could travel. You could travel on a plane to another country and decide to leave everything behind. You could, and then just put a code on a fucking computer, and you have $15 million of Bitcoin or Ethereum. You're good.
What happened with Ledger?
Oh, Ledger's French owned. It's French owned. They're putting a lot of regulatory. I don't like it, and they're trying to be cute with Ledger Live. And the more, like, a cold storage device is supposed to be a dumb vault. It's supposed to be just a fucking this hardcore thing where you put your money away and that's it. They're trying to add yield, like, you can stake your coins in there, which might be safe maybe, but there's chances of compromise or things being hacked. Ledger's database was hacked, and then they gave away everyone's like email. It's just the minute I saw Ledger was with France, I knew, dude. I'm a big hater of French.
I get that. I don't like them either.
Yeah,
nobody likes them.
Trezor all the way. Is a hot wallet safe long term? I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, a lot of people do have a lot of money on. Like, I mean, people want to lie, but like, there's tons of people with a fuck ton, millions of dollars on it on just a MetaMask. But they, you know, that you can add a fucking treasure to that and stuff, so you can make it semi. But like, get yourself a treasure wallet to put your long-term holdings away. You know, follow the safe principles, basically. Their women have hairy armpits. Treasure makes nice devices. Okay, yeah. But like, I mean, you know, you go to Treasure and you find out it has a dick. You know, it's like, you're like, wow, this lady boy is so beautiful and shit. But you know, dog, it's a lady boy.
Yeah, it's like, no, we don't do that, man. We don't do that. By the way, did you see Sir Douglas's super chat?
No, I have not. I'll answer in a minute.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's always like, you don't need that. You need a loyal, down to earth thing right here, and then you can go have your fun with all this other shit, right? That's why I call them condom wallets. You have condom wallets, but you have your long-term treasure, you have your long-term treasury, your fucking things. It's supposed to be a bank vault. You put your shit in there, locked away, put it away. That's it. It can't be hacked. It can't be fucking drawn into. It's fucking safe. Your hot wallets is where you take a little bit of the money from your bank vault into your hot wallet in order to try to make more money, do more dangerous shit. And I teach from the classes, me and Charlie teach compartmentalization, which is we have multiple different types of things, right? So like you could have like for one ecosystem for Sonic, right? You might have 3 wallets. You have the bank vault, you have like one for safe dexes and stuff, and then another one for you're linking your wallet to potentially scam project or a brand new unverified stuff. And if it gets hacked, you only get drained out of one wallet. You still have the main 2, or this one gets drained, but this one's still okay. But most of your money is safe over here. That's the thing, is that the main wallet connects to nothing. It's only used to send money. If you don't connect it to nothing, there ain't gonna be no problems.
No.
Yeah. Why do people like Ladyboy so much? Weird fish. I don't know, dude. It's fucking weird. But Solana is going to do very well. But the same thing, even Solana's been manipulated pretty heavily. There's been big profit taking, like Solana Solana's like been the golden child this cycle. It should be much higher in price. Like Solana should have hit about like $500 or $600 by now for how hyped it is. Everyone's on it. They have a viral app. Everybody has the fucking Phantom wallet, right? Basically on mobile or on their desktop, and is trading Solana meme coins. If any other blockchain, Sonic, Pulse Chain, anything, or even Ethereum, if Ethereum had the same level of hype that Solana had on Ethereum, the price would be fucking astronomical. But so there's been a lot of profit taken from VCs and Solana, as well as Pump.Fund, which is like the main innovation that Solana made this cycle, which is that they made this is the one thing Solana did make, is they made it easier for anybody who doesn't know what they're doing to make a meme coin. So today I could go on Pump.Fund, make you a meme coin, Jack. It could be Jack Napier coin, and I can launch it in 5 minutes or less. And then people can buy and sell it. You know, I have a billion token supply, a launch at like $10, and then it just start going from there. It just start pumping. And then rewards go to 0. And then you can do that, you know? So that's what's happening there. But like they've dumped so much money, and now that I think they've gotten a lot of bullshit. Now like now they've gone competition. Now Jupiter has their own Pump.Fund, and now Radium has their own Pump.Fund. That's why recently Pump.Fund has not say, hey, we're going to start giving some of the fees back to the creators of the meme coin, because now they're getting scared, because now they have competition. Capitalism. Competition is good, because these Jewish actors, the guy who runs Pump.Fund are some random Jewish dudes, and they've done is dump hundreds of millions of dollars of Solana out of Solana and just send it to Coinbase or trying to exchanges to sell it.
Okay.
So like I guess, and that's hurt Solana, because I don't know if I can show. Do I have the Dune Analytics? Let me see if I can Dune Analytics Pump.Fund. Yeah, Pump.Fund. Give me 1 second. I'll show you right now. Oh wow, they're blocking it now. Look at that.
Did you see the LA riots just began? Somebody mentioned it in the chat.
Instead of blacks, Mexicans.
I mean, the United States right now is an interesting country. Oh, did you see the Dutch cabinet fell? My politics just, my government fell when I was gone. And we're going to have re-elections. And I'm like, do I even care about voting enough anymore to stay here? And I'm going like, nah, not really. Like, the thing is, the far right, quote unquote, far right guy, he won here, Geert Wilders.
Yeah.
He won. But he needs to form a cabinet with different parties. And there was one party in there who just sabotaged him all the way. Where it's like, well, you can't be prime minister. And no, we don't want to be this strict on immigration. And no, we can't have this. And Wilders just pulled the plug last week. He was like, you know what? Fuck you people. Never mind. Like, re-elections. We're going to do it. Just what he hopes for is that he's going to win so big that he doesn't need to form a coalition with parties who are going to sabotage him. But for that, you need like a 70-seat parliament. That's what you need. So for him to win that big that he doesn't need to form a cabinet with people who are going to sabotage him, he's going to need 50 at least. He's going to need at least 50 seats. And I don't think that ever happened in the history of Dutch politics.
Right. So it's just a pipe dream, effectively.
Right now, the Netherlands is lost. In my humble opinion, unless this next election, Wilders is going to collide with the other two right parties, because we have two others. If they can bury their differences, whatever stupid things they might be, and form one united right bloc, unless that happens, we're screwed.
I mean, you guys are socialists. I mean, you guys are already fucked already. I mean, look at Canada. I mean, Canada's already fucked too.
So, and this is from a European standpoint, I do think socialized healthcare can work if you don't invite in the third world. If you have closed borders,
and they have oil profits and stuff like that. Sure.
Yeah. If you just close the borders and only do immigration from high, high productive countries, like successful countries, if you only do that, then it could work, because then you have people contributing as much as people taking from the system. Then it could work.
Right.
But right now, there's more people taking from it than contributing to it, which is the biggest issue. And we can see it. Housing. Did you know the average house in the Netherlands, a country of 60 million people, we're smaller than Texas. The average home price right now is €500. 500,000 euro.
Which is the euro still more than the dollar? Barely,
Yep.
right?
Yep. It still is, I think. €1 to a dollar. 1.14. Damn.
I remember when it was 2 and some change. That's crazy.
So how much is that? That's $570,000.
Yeah,
the average home in the Netherlands, and that's not a villa. It's not a villa. This is your everyday home. It's in fucking insane. But yeah, the Netherlands is cooked. Unfortunately, it's. I mean, this was my home, man. This was my home. I remember
California was my home. I liked California, and I had to leave. You know, it's just it's just you these people make these horrible ideas. I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, it's just California fell to really communistic, stupid ideas and very big mismanagement. The immigration was already there the whole time. The whole state already ran like that, so it was already running like that the entire time. So I'm not gonna completely shit on that, but it's just a lot of bad tax incentives, too much tax on businesses, very stupid spending, and a ton of fucking stealing that happened as well. Tons of billion-dollar projects never got built. What happened? Money just squandered. Lots of money not spent on roads and infrastructure. I mean, just the list is massive of just bullshit that they were doing. But the big thing, really, I think California would survive, but I don't think the state would survive because they have to do massive cuts to the California government. Is the taxes. If you cut the taxes in California by half, which already federal government taxes are ridiculous already. Let's just 35% on $1 million. That's fucking ridiculous, right? But if California was their state tax went down to 5%, less people would move away.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is too, there's also other hidden taxes, which is not that hidden. There's sales tax on everything. We have a stupidly high sales tax. We have stupidly high taxes on gasoline. We produce gasoline. Our gasoline should be cheaper. Like gasoline is cheaper in Nevada. Nevada buys their gasoline from California. And gasoline is cheaper in Nevada than it is in California. Tell me how that works out.
Dude, same in the Netherlands, man. Same in the fucking Netherlands. And
you know,
now they are closing
the high-speed rail train they've been trying to build from LA to Las Vegas for years, right? Guess who had their little paw prints all over it? The world's greatest trader. You don't know who? What I'm talking about?
Buffett?
No, not Buffett. No, not Buffett. It's a female. She's the greatest. She's the greatest investor of all time. She does
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi, allegedly, their family has bought and sold the land for the high-speed railway twice. It never was built. So supposedly, allegedly, Nancy has benefited a lot from stealing money from California and Nevada. A lot.
These people are evil, man. I mean, I'm not religious. I met a South African guy in Batumi. He was very religious, but he wasn't a zealot, which is nice. Like, religious people, when they're not zealot, are such good conversationalists because you can spar ideas off of them. And I was talking to him. I'm like, I'm not a religious man, but these people are evil. He's like, yeah, no, like it's been written in the Bible that Satan comes in many forms. And there's no different word for it. There really is no different word for people like Nancy Pelosi, like Ursula, whatever her stupid name is from Europe, and like Frans Timmermans in.
Who's Ursula? I actually haven't heard of that one.
Ursula is the president of the EU.
Ah, okay.
Some skank. Like, fuck her. Seriously. Commies all over, and commies in power are evil. You can't tell me otherwise that it's stupidity or whatever. These people are selfish. Like, they're not evil in like a Machiavellian way. I mean, they kind of are because they're politicians, but not in a puppet master way, but just evil because of how envious they are. Just evil in how much.
Okay, hot take. Is a country cooked the minute they have a female president?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because women's innate because a moment a woman comes into power, her innate desirability to avoid conflict will kick in. Yeah. This is why I hate female managers, not because they're women, but because they're conflict avoidant. And with as a manager, you have to be able to tolerate conflict. Too many times have I suffered under female leadership that could have been resolved if they just had the fucking cojones to be a manager instead of a woman. You can be a manager or a woman, you can't be both. And they will always choose to be women. So that is why I am against any female in power.
Yeah, there's always okay, you're right. There always is an exception to the rule, but that's but it's a rule. Yeah. Right? It's like it was like Thatcher. But you want something funny about Thatcher as an example? I mean, a lot of people do love Thatcher, but at the same time, a lot of people do hate her as well. Thatcher's government only got saved. So during the 70s, the UK was about to be bankrupt completely. They're about to go belly up. The only thing that saved the UK government is that they found oil in the North Shore oil fields. If they never had gotten that oil, the UK was cooked, dogs. It was over. It was like done.
Dude,
that's what saved Thatcher's government completely. All the oil revenue. Thatcher was a man. Sir, stop.
No, but the UK is cooked right now. I mean, every now and then I see Troy being pretty optimistic about the UK, but that's just one person. In general, when I look at the UK and when I look what's coming and that a majority of the mayors are now Muslim and parliament is just, oh my God. If I think the Netherlands has fallen, the UK is even worse. The UK is, it's terrible.
Damn, dogs. I'm sorry. I don't know how you guys do that. That's insane to me.
It's just a shame because, like, at first the immigration was, these poor people, we need to help them. Like, typical female empathy. Right. It's not even empathy. Let's be honest here. It's all reputation. Like, men, I truly believe men are the real empathetics and that women are just looking at what's socially acceptable. Where it's like, I need to be viewed as a good person, so I will help the immigrants. It has nothing to do with the actual immigrants, but it has everything to do about perception, in my humble opinion. especially female politicians, they know that as long as I'm being viewed as a good person, people will vote for me. And that's why I don't believe this whole empathetic route at all. I mean, a lot of people believe it. That's why you get the signs like "refugees welcome" and things like that. It's like, yeah, you're falling for it. You're falling for it. I had a female pilot yesterday. I was kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie. All of a sudden, like, I flew back home, and all of a sudden, I hear a female voice. I'm like, "Oh fuck, shit, no!"
There was one flight like 2 flights ago. It was like it was all female stewardesses. Both pilots were females, and I was like, you know, I was sitting in the front right there, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, I'm already buckled. By the time I noticed, like the doors were about to close and shit, I was like, "Dog." Damn.
Calling the wife real quick, honey, I love you. Why? Nothing. Just I love you.
Don't look at my phone when I die. Bye. No. Damn.
That's horrible.
That's horrible. That's fucking horrible, man.
I know, but I landed safely. In the shitty weather. I just looked outside.
Interesting question here. So this guy is like North Sea oil. His wife's Scottish. Don't like the English. They financed net profited from. Yeah, and they fucked over. Yeah. There's like a million stories of the Scottish getting fucked over, Wales getting fucked over. The UK history is about someone getting fucked. You know. Ultimate Re. Hey Miguel, I'm a Matic Maxi. Should I sell us a bit of Matic for Sonic? Yes, dude. Yesterday. Yeah, like Matic. It's not going to go to zero, but it's not going to be this high flyer. I think the project's already very cooked already as an L1 or as an L2 technically. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the polls in the Netherlands right now. Still not looking good.
Yikes.
Oh, wait. Oh, he could do it.
No, get the fuck out of here.
He could. If he gets his head out of his ass, he could form a coalition with the other two right parties, and he could do it. Dude, the Netherlands has one way out. Fuck, it's not going to happen. Fuck.
You want to know something funny? Mm-hmm. I mean, you know the reason I knew Matic was cooked or poll was it was Indian-led. That's all I needed to know. And then you want to know something funny too? They recently found out one of the co-founders of Solana was Indian, and the fucking all of crypto Twitter freaked the fuck out.
Oh
no! There was actually recently a company that was an AI company and stuff that was valued at like $1.5 billion, and then they had they thought like, wow, they have this really advanced AI. It's answering questions quite rapidly. Wow, we might actually have a real AI thing here. Then they found out that the company had basically had 500 engineers in India that was answering questions as the AI tool. Mm-hmm. So it was a fraud company, and then it collapsed essentially.
Damn.
Yeah. So they essentially says, all right, we're not going to make an AI. We're just going to have 500 Indians working in a sweat box answering questions. So you'd ask this AI questions, and it was just Pajit in fucking India answering questions.
Did you redeem?
Oh man! Oh, the redeem shit. Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, that was hilarious. I was showing the Belarusian chick that. I'm like, do you know why I keep saying that every now and then we see an Indian? She's like, no, why? And I showed her the video, and we just laughed her ass off.
Yeah. So, Sir Douglas, thoughts on J-Proof? I'd love to hear your take on it. It's the coin Stu Peters created and holds a majority of. J-Proof.
There we go. You got any plans left for tonight?
J-Proof. You talking about me?
Yeah, you got any...
Maybe, I don't know. I've been finishing up we're building up we're doing the crypto mindset course, but we're also doing something called the cash out course.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to be like a little more of like advanced material that we're going to have as an add-on. If people want to get it, they can get the course and then get like this extra classes. So I just been working on like building like the webinars for that now and stuff. So yeah, just every night I've just been, chipping away at it, getting it ready, polishing it up. And then, we're getting ready because we're about to launch it on the 13th of this month and stuff. So pretty soon, yeah, we're going to be on YouTube doing the whole spiel on stuff. We'll be on Fresh and Fit on Friday of next week.
Nice.
Yeah. I think we'll be on Money Mondays as well on the 16th. And then, we're going to be on the show with Gary, the numbers guy. We're going to do the 305 podcast. We're going to do a shit ton of shows, man. And then a bunch of interviews online, as you know, with you as well, and a bunch of other guys. And it's going to be pretty cool, man. Then boys trying to support. Oh, okay. So this is a Jewish coin. I mean, not Jewish coin. It's a Jesus coin, apparently. What is
Damn.
this?
Jesus
J
coin.
proof. This isn't a rug. It's a revelation. Well, hey, I ain't knocking it because it's Christian or whatever. It's, you know.
Ooh.
By page.
Oh, this does not look good. So I looked at the polls from 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And Geert Wilders was at 31 seats. He needs 70. And his direct socialist competition is at 30. So it's going to be a neck on neck. Oh, damn. It's going to be neck on neck. That ain't good. Yeah. We have too many parties, man. We just have too many parties as well. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
That makes you guys, like, I'll say this, though, it does make you guys, like, we can't really take you guys seriously.
No,
it's too many. I think if you had 4 maybe or 5 max, all right. But like 12, dog, I mean, that's enough. Like,
dude, we used to rule the world.
I could have a party. Dude, I could have a party in the Netherlands. Like, literally, like, that's how crazy it is. Dude, you could have a party in the Netherlands right now.
Yeah. I mean, we used to rule the world, man. We used to rule the world. Did you know that the stock market was invented here?
Yes.
It's like, I know, man. I know. And look at us now. Look at us now. God damn, we're fucked. Ah.
So,
but happy thoughts, man. Solana at 1,000. Happy thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I think kind of the worst case would be like 600, 800 would be like, I think that's with an ETF that we should have later this year.
Mm-hmm.
Things are, I mean, we're going to have another pump. I mean, it's within the next, I mean, there's a lot of money coming to the space. Trump's actually trying to get rid of Jerome Powell right now, get a new Fed chair.
Yeah, Jerome Powell is kind of sabotaging him, isn't he?
Yes, he has been. They should have been cutting rates. It's just because they want more bleed out and like the bleeding, like it's time to cut because we're like basically they want to crash in the stock market. They want to like make an actual crash and then they can come to save it. Instead of like preventing one, they want to allow one to happen so they can come in to the rescue. Which is stupid. So like they never, that's the problem with the Fed. They never react in time. They always just let it happen and then they come to fix it afterwards, after like they've already destroyed it. Like one of the main things that the Federal Reserve was tracking this cycle from 2022 in the beginning of the year to now is that like they were really scared how much savings Americans had. Americans had 30% savings rate, which was the highest it had been since 2008. So, you know, COVID happened. So Americans had a lot of savings. Now the saving rate is at 2%. Now they're very happy because Americans are broke again and they have to go back to work. That's why they're like, oh, okay, we're lower rates a little bit, but because they want more people to bleed out right now because people are starting to hurt. And the stock, I mean, that's why like, there's a lot of this is why like the all the deportation doesn't make sense because they're like I was seeing on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that they're going to like a lot of places like construction companies and like getting all the and deporting them. Well, who's going to build the houses? This is only going to drive the price of houses even higher. And two, maybe they're doing this is like, okay, we get rid of all the labor to create houses, and then all this supply comes online from the boomers offloading all their houses right now. Maybe you can keep the boomer houses from falling, which is the only logical thing I could possibly think of why they're deporting all the fucking hardworking Mexicans and Latinos that are like in the housing industry or in any industry really. It seems like they're essentially trying to keep the houses from collapsing. So like, fuck it, we'll just destroy the like we'll make it. It doesn't mean white people and black people and Asians don't make houses. I'm not saying that. But like a ton of houses, especially in the West, are built by fucking are built by Latino workforces. It's fucking a white dude running the company with a all Latino workforce. I mean, that's the fucking truth. I mean, like, I don't know if you've been in, like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, that's the absolute truth. You know, that's, I mean, yeah. I mean, like, every major company cannot operate. I mean, like cannot build anything, at least on the West Coast. I'm not gonna say East Coast or nothing like that, but without Latinos, that ain't gonna happen. You ain't building shit. You know?
No, they aren't. They aren't. I see. Like I got a little bit distracted about what's going on in Dutch politics right now, but it's a giant shit show. But like the riots in LA, it's like It's like we kind of come full circle on that, where it's like, guys, just don't come in illegally. How hard is this? Just do it do it by the book.
Yeah, but there's no way to get in by the book.
Is there?
No, they're not really, dog. Nah, it's especially now with like no. I have cousins of mine who were like lied to that I thought they had papers. I didn't know that, but they came in. They were born here. They didn't get. For some reason they just didn't get it, and they went through high school, graduated. Like they were basically done with college, and then they were told, "Hey, you got to leave." You're like, here. They got a lawyer. You got to leave. All you got to do is leave for about 1 month and stuff. Since you've been here all your life and stuff, you'll get your papers. You just take the citizen test and you'll be able to get in. Cool. No, they kicked them out. They were out of the country for 4 or 5 years.
Damn.
And then eventually they were eventually allowed back in, but like they didn't get sued. I think they just got like a green card essentially. That was it. And then this is with them with a bunch of kids. She had 3 kids. She had just got married. She had kids already, or they got married and they had kids. Mexicans always having kids outside of marriage.
But she couldn't get the green card because she was married or something like that.
Because I don't know what the situation was with the husband. I don't know. But like, but she got, I mean, it was just a mess. It was just
it makes sense. It makes sense because she thought she already had it. She, of course, didn't take any steps after the marriage. So it makes sense. Yeah, no, I get it.
No, I just want I just wanted a way to like, okay, if you want, like, let there be a way to do it, but they don't do that because then they don't want people to come in, or they don't want, because there's a lot of, I mean, look, I see it both ways. That's the government. It is the government's fault. I mean, well, that's sort of like, because it's just kind of fucked up. Like, it's just fucked up. Like, kids grow up here and like they are American essentially. They are absolutely. They grow up here their whole life, and then they're like, well, you got to get the fuck out to Mexico. We're like, all right, well, I don't know anything. I'm not Mexican. I'm Mexican, but I'm not really Mexican. Like what the fuck, and that's where the fucked up part is. But obviously someone of another race is not going to see that way. But like if they got deported, like go back to Germany. What the fuck? I don't know anything in Germany, and it'd be the same thing. You'd be like, what the fuck? That blame the parents and shit. Well, what do you think everyone's trying to come here? I mean, the thing is, why does everyone come to America? Because it's the greatest place on earth to grow up, right? Like I'm pretty sure, if your parents came from a shitty place, they'd want to come here too, right?
I mean, America. The only reason why I wouldn't want American citizenship right now is that if I become an American citizen, I will be paying taxes to the American government for life.
Yeah, I mean the tax side, the Americans suck on them. I mean, I'm 100% with you on the tax shit. Like we're so draconian on the tax shit. Like if you're not in America earning money, why are you getting taxed? Why are you paying?
Unless, like, could you get under it if you were like a citizen of Nevada or something? Because Nevada doesn't, Nevada doesn't have income tax, right?
Yeah, there's no income tax. Yeah, there's no income tax, but you still have to pay federal.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So like California's is like 13% basically on top of the 35%. That's if you're earning a lot of money. So you're getting paid. You're getting taxed.
This is why I hate YouTube and like my own system so much. I pay 30% on the YouTube income, and then another 30% to the tax man. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
But that's why I started the Substack. Like I haven't closed my YouTube membership, but I am recommending every YouTube member I have just cut the YouTube membership and go to Substack. Just go there, and because YouTube is taking so much. Plus, I do more on the Substack for members than I do on YouTube these days. I just like Substack as a platform.
Now, you used to be able to actually fix your papers. And so this is how my dad did it too, legally. My mom did it as well. But this was like 20 years ago, 30 years ago plus. That's not the case anymore. And then like, this happened a lot in the 70s. That's what I'm saying. That's what's missing is that part. They just took it away. It's just basically you have a ton of people that essentially working for the government. Like this is a fucked up thing. There's tons of people working in California and Texas. I can't speak for all the states, but like at least California, Texas, Nevada for a while, and New Mexico, where they were paying into Social Security in there, and they're not going to get Social Security. So imagine you're paying a bunch of taxes, but you're not paying, you're not going to get any of those benefits as well. So like and then also there's being used as well because like if they're all American, then we can't take advantage of them either too.
Okay.
There's that too because like I mean, sure, if they're illegal and you're cool, they'll accept the lower wage. And then but if everyone's an American, then from there, like fuck, they all have rights, and then we have to pay them more or treat them better, and that's gay.
We can't have that. We can't have that. We can't
have that, sir. You know, and I'm not doing this because just like it's just because I see it because I know there's a lot of white people watching here and shit like that. Like it's just the whole system just needs to get revamped and shit. That's to be fair. That's it. Still better than being overseas, correct? It really is because man. But like, yeah, there was a lot of legal people coming in from Russia and stuff like that. But then not the Ukraine, but like Russia started being very like aggressive and stuff. So they cut that shit off. And there's still tons of people legally landing here through the boats and stuff, and coming here illegally from foreign countries. Still to this day, it happens all the time. Mm-hmm. Like illegal. I mean, like they clamped down on the southern border, but it's still happening over there on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But the thing is, most people can't tell because it's like if they look white. Then they're like, oh, they must definitely be from here. Like, that's the truth. I mean, most people are like, you see some white dude and you're like, oh, hey, what's up? And he speaks English and shit. You're like, oh yeah, obviously he's a U.S. citizen.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're right. I think I'm gonna hop off and start my day.
Yeah, man, go ahead, man. Go take your TRT, dog.
Dude, if I was on TRT, you guys be the first to know. I'm not even lying. I'd be a lot bigger and my voice would be deeper. That would be nice. You okay if I plug my channel?
No, go ahead. I'm just reading this. Do you think it's true that people are walking from India? Walking? Walking?
I need to look at this before I leave. I want to people walking from India to new countries. Okay, where did this across India? No. Why Indians are risking it all to chase the American dream? Wow. Okay. What's going on? This is by the BBC. A lot of Indians. There were a lot of Indians in Batumi as well. They're spreading, man. They're spreading. Increase. Blah, blah, blah. I don't see anything about the walking.
Citizen of Nevada.
Holy shit. Citizens of Nevada. Nice. Nah, I'm hopping off. Thanks for inviting me on, man. That was fun. Nice spontaneous stream. If people are interested in more things I have to say, they can go to my YouTube channel. The link is in the chat. But it's been good seeing you, Miguel, man. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. Peace.
I'll see you soon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Going to the gym. Hey, my son will be downstairs working out. I come in, he look at me, rolls eyes, and go upstairs. I go upstairs. He'll leave. I said, I will get home. I said, yo, what's up? He said, I don't need everybody being my friend because you my father and all that shit, man. I say, yo, my nigga, like, I'm some cool nigga, right? I'm some extra, like, fly, cool nigga, right? I talk to this nigga like...
Taking loads again. Got pregnant cause she's taking loads again. Don't know the daddy cause it could be one of 10. Got a due date cause she's taking loads again. Taking loads again. Had too many lovers, now she'll have a baby. Getting help from friends. All those men ran to her, now they're running away. Still she's always taking loads again. Single with kids, she's taking loads again. The rent is due, so right on over she will bend. Sole breadwinner, taking loads again. Taking loads again. All the dads at school have seen pics of her back way. The moms won't be her friend. It ain't perfect, but at least she's doing her way. Still she's always.
All dead, you dumb son of a bitch! What the fuck's your problem? You fucking megalomaniac, fuckheads! Listen, asshole. Listen, you son of a bitch. What the fuck's your problem? You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker. Listen, fuckhead. You have fucking crossed the line. Get that through your goddamn fucking head. Stop pushing your shit.
Spontaneous stream, you guys. Yes. I think $183,000 Bitcoin is possible. If we get Jerome Powell out of the Federal Reserve and we put in a new Fed chair and we start cutting the rates and they start money printing. I mean, I am scared about taking away, like, one thing that I am a little afraid of is that, like, they're going to get rid of the debt ceiling so they can just keep going. It's going to be cool in the short term because me and you all have assets and then we'll make a lot of money. but then the money will start devaluing pretty quickly over time, faster than it's already at. Yeah. You gotta have red pill, man. Sometimes we talk crypto, we gotta talk it all, but like, you know, it's good to have a variety. I low-key want to buy more ETH. Buy more ETH. Justified monogamy, lol. But yeah, definitely do that and stuff like that. I was gonna show you guys something real quick. Taking loads again. Let me see if I can show you this. Whoa, what's this? Okay, cool. So this is something interesting, and just bring it back to crypto for a second. So we have something from Sonic Labs. The main this is the main Twitter account for Sonic. Season 1 ends June 18th. So June 18th will be when it will be the end of the first season of the airdrops. And then we have season 2. They're going to change up how points are distributed, probably more towards holding coins and LPers that aren't in stables. It's still going to be pretty stable heavy, but a little better for guys who are holding like meme coins, holding onto Shadow and Next 3 and things like that. And then they're going to start distributing the final count. So I'd say within a couple days after this, airdrops are going to start happening. The first bit of the airdrop is going to happen, which is pretty cool. So we're going to 25% of that's going to be liquid in Sonic tokens. The other 75% are going to be in NFT form on PaintSwap that you could sell or just wait until essentially the due date of it and then be able to claim it. We drop in June 18th. That's right. Yup. Pretty nice. Then June 18th is when? Yeah, on the when it's a Wednesday. Interesting. And then as soon as June 18th is over, June 19th, guess what's starting up? The next season, season 2. Why did they do heavy and stables in the first place? Was to have liquidity. Yeah, it was to have liquidity in the chain, and it was to make sure that they were well represented in the space. Let me see. I mean, what's the point of selling the coins at these prices, at this low? It's so low, unless we thought for sure it was going to go lower and stuff. Actually, give me 1 second. I think I might have to. Okay, here we go. Here's DeFi Llama. So Sonic right now has about almost $800 million in TVL. Kind of peaked over here in May, around 1.4 billion. The TVL is going down right now. I would say around like the beginning of the second season, the TVL is going to start shooting back up again and stuff. And that's pretty normal. I mean, we've had most of the drop is mostly because Sonic's price has been dropping, obviously, but there's still quite a lot of stables. So it's done very well. I mean, especially from the launch of it, like it launched and it very quickly, it went from a chain of from January of having like $25 million to $1 billion in 5 months. That's a lot of money. So it's really only lost about 20% of its TVL right now. And they're going to have to keep further incentivizing stables, Big booty Latinos are 200K Bitcoin, 200K Bitcoin, dog. All day. You think Sonic will dip more? I think we got one, either it's done dipping now or it's going to go down to 32. I don't think it goes to 20 cents. I think worst case, 32 cents is the low. So I'm buying here basically. So, yeah. What's it? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Where did I put it? $0.32. Yeah, that had always been the lowest I could see Sonic going. That's about a 2x from its low of the cycle. So we had a 16-cent low for Phantom. So I kind of looked at it like the pricing points and stuff. So I said 32 cents is pretty. Do you know by when? Next week or two? That low is gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the next couple weeks. If it's gonna happen at all, like we're right there. We're at 37 cents. I mean, it's like 5 cents. That's it. Like I'm buying here. Get your bags. Like we could get the drop, like the drop could be like that drops liquid and then it dumps the price a little bit more, and then that's it, and that'll be the bottom. So what maybe June 18th, 19th, 20th, and that'll be the low right there, and then we're off. Which makes sense to me. That's crazy. Imagine getting that airdrop and dumping it at the bottom. Fucking insane. Fucking crazy. Do you think 5K powder for CMC is good? Yeah, that's good. I think you'll do very well with that. Let me see if I can show you anything else I was going to do. Where is it? Yeah, anyway. What's CMC? Crypto mindset, sir. Basically, it is our course where we teach people basically how to do crypto from A to Z. If you don't know how to do anything in crypto, or maybe you're intermediate, we get you those extra steps, maybe fill up the holes in your game, and teach you everything from tactical analysis, fundamental analysis, on-chain analytics, and everything in between. And this next time is the first time we're ever going to do this. We're going to be doing an long course called the Take Profits course, where we're going to teach more intermediate to advanced topics of like profit taking, swing trading, and just a whole lot of just common sense that I think people really, really need, basically. Yeah. I thought it was another coin. We've got the website up and running again. The Citadel is up and running once again. Here, you guys. We've now updated it to handle all the extra traffic and stuff. So we always do a big update to the website before the next crypto mindset courses and stuff. So the website is up and ready to go. We've got 600 plus members in the Citadel. I just had a 3-hour private call with the guys in the Citadel last night. If you know, you know. I answered a lot of questions. A lot of life questions as well, man. I even converted some guy who was not into crypto, came in just as like, fuck it, I'm investing now. You know, how does the Citadel discount work? For every month you're in the Citadel, you get $50 off the next crypto mindset course. So let's just say you've been in the Citadel for 6 months, you get $300 off the next crypto mindset course. You will get a referral link that will be in your email. You then use the link, follow the instructions, and you'll get $300 off the course. Easy as that. Yeah, I spoke to my retarded cousin. Yeah, El Flaco's cousin. I talked to him, converted him. If you know, you know, son. I'm good with this shit, dog. I'm out here.
Stop gambling, all right? You're one spin away from generational wealth. Your daughter's college tuition is one spin away. Put your life savings on black. Remember that. Just go to Vegas, and if you lose, just keep getting loans. Remember this. Just keep spinning, keep gambling, keep gambling. You can't lose. You literally can't lose. You can only quit.
If you want more information of why you should get into the Citadel, the Crypto Mindset course, which comes out June 13th, let my man tell you why.
You buy this for $39.99, guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby, you're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me, guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99, that's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move, I act quick, I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com, boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby, because you bought it for $39.99.
Whew! My God, man. That's how you do it, dogs. That's how you do it. And also, as well, if you guys want to leave your best email address right here, you can use Crypto Mindset Course /access. Right here, you guys. Bam. I put it in the chat right there. You leave your best email address. We'll email you as soon as it goes live. You don't pay for anything. It just tells you, hey, we're live now. Come through. Get in. Leave poverty behind. Miguel, I don't like being poor. Neither do I. Want that for you. Join up, man. We got 600 plus people in the Citadel right now. Man, we're talking gains, bro. That call was fucking fire yesterday. It definitely was. I'll be doing more before the next CMC and stuff like that. Don't worry, man. We always give some juice for the guys inside the Crypto Mindset course and in the Citadel. Click the link. Nothing. 1022 numerology. I'll do numerology on the next one. If you guys want numerology, I'll do some on the next stream. But I'm, right now what I'm looking at right now is where is it? Right now, one coin that I'm kind of looking at, like to buy into right now, is FAT. FAT's actually getting really cheap right now. This looks like it looks like a decent entry right now. Look, it's been up here at 24. It's crashed to 3. It's done a major correction. It's at 3.2 million market cap. It's still being promoted. The memes are still funny. That's the key thing for me. The memes are still funny and they're trying. I think I'm getting in right here at 3.2 million. FAT's really good. Nobody, I already got into nobody. Nobody's also looking juicy right there. I got into the 24 million market cap range. Look at it's already at 31 million. It's already pumping already. Did you get in? Did you get in? Still not too late. This has only been as high as 60 million and some change. I think it can go higher. I think go to 100 million on this next run up. Obviously, take profits in the 80 million range. Don't be dumb. 100 M's. Can I share that feminism meme? Feminism meme. Oh, in the chat. Yeah, I'll share some of my memes in the chat. If you guys want a meme, like if the Citadel wants the meme drop, I'll give you guys the meme drop. I got some fucking memes for you guys. Oh yeah, I think. Where do you buy Sonic? You can buy it on many. Here's something that we teach in the course. We show you how to look up how to buy coins. Let's do this, like real quickly. I'll give you a little bit of a taste, all right? Because I'm the captain of fundamental analysis. So you can go here. You can go to a lot of the custom websites. You can, but I like CoinGecko. It's a really good website. You can go to here. You see where it says overview. You go to markets. It tells you the top exchanges where you can buy that coin. So you look down here and see which exchange is currently offering Sonic. There's Binance, there's Bybit, there's OKX, there's OrangeX, KuCoin, ZoomX, and you scroll through the pages, and then you look. Here's Kraken. Oh, Kraken! I like Kraken. Kraken. Then we're Crypto.com. You know which one hasn't? Gemini still hasn't got it up line. They're still selling the old Phantom, which is ridiculous to me. They're doing that right now. But yeah, you can buy Crypto.com or Kraken are the best two sources, US space wise. Binance are all international brothers, and then you can just go through the list here of where can I buy this coin. It's really cool. So it's a cool little trick. Really, obviously CoinGecko doesn't have all the microcap meme coins, but on any major coin that's a few $100 million or more mainstream and stuff, you can find really great information on this website and stuff. So here, I'll link you. I'll give you the little stuff especially if you don't know. There you go, brother. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be having Moon Gang on my channel tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Actually, we might even move it to Monday. We might move it to Monday. I'll talk to Charlie, but this Monday or Sunday, we're going to be having Moon Gang on my channel and stuff. Nobody's pumping, I know. Aren't I glad I bought at 24 million market cap? I bought at 4 million. Took profits. Nice profits. Big profits. Then it crashed. Then I took those profits and bought at 24 million. 24. Who else do I know that pumped coins the craziest? $24. $24 made a coin that went from $5 to $200. I don't know. But with that, man, thank you so much, you guys. Catch you guys tomorrow on the flip side. Peace.